think, believe me. These niggas died of me. Look what I'm becoming. What I did, it made a man of me. All the that I did, I swear my mother.
What it do, YouTube? It's Ty Fetty with the Fetty. Back and try another video, man. Y'all know why we're here. To handle business, but before we handle that business, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to say it again, bro. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to say it one more. Matter of fact, like, comment, subscribe. Before I gotta beat you up, y'all know what's going on, man. Before the video start, look, Instagram will be right here. Y'all gonna see it, bro. Boom. Follow me, tap in, you know, DM me, questions, concerns, video suggestions. I'm here, man. Y'all know I rock with y'all. Somebody send me this video. Y'all know I got y'all, bro. Y'all know I always got y'all. Appreciate everything y'all do for me. Without being said, we got 30 Deep Grimy. Lyrics got him 7 years in prison. Y'all keep bumping. Do St. Louis. Do St. Louis. Do St. Louis. So now we doing St. Louis. If you don't know 30 Deep Grimy, he a rapper from St. Louis. I listen to him a little bit. He got a couple songs I like. He got a couple features with my favorite artists. That's really how I got on to him. So with that being said, let's tap in, man. Let's get it.
30 Deep Grimy was on his way out of the streets, but then he caught a gun charge and had his own lyrics used against him in court. From coming up in the murder capital of America to having a grandma who claims crib, this is his wild story. Chicago drill made a lot of fans aware of how savage the streets really are. Rappers started airing out real-life beef in the music and taking the disrespect to a new level. Chicago is definitely one of the craziest cities in the US, but just a few hours away is the actual murder capital of USA, St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis ain't just deadly compared to cities like New York and Chicago. It's actually one of the top 10 most violent places in the world. Gamble with your life anytime you step out on the streets, and that's the environment 30 Deep Grimy was raised in. Gangbanging was in Grimy's blood from the jump. His mom, dad, and grandma all claim 6 Deuce crib, and Grimy says he has baby pictures of himself rocking orange bandanas. Most Crips wear blue, but 6 Deuce wears orange instead. They started out on the east side of LA back in the 70s and fall under the neighborhood Crips, but they've been active in STL for decades too. Grimy says he don't take street politics super seriously, but that ain't stop him from getting active in the streets. He bounced back and forth between his mom and dad's crib as a kid. Grimy's dad was always in and out of jail though, and Grimy followed him straight into the trenches. He hasn't shared any details, but he allegedly saw his first murder at around 8 years old, and the shooter is one of the dudes who taught him how to move in the streets. Grimy was always in trouble, but he didn't catch his first real charge until 17. They sent him to the workhouse at a medium security prison for 5 months, and he says that's where he really turned into an animal. In some prisons, you're locked up with one cellmate, but where Grimy was locked up, he was in a bunk room with like 80 other dudes.
I was gonna say the worst type of jails is them dorms, or prisons is them dorms, bro. They don't got no security, bro. It's a big ass floor with 50 bunk beds, bro. You could be sleeping, somebody come with that joint. You hear me? Like, that's the worst joints. Like, that's them camps, bro. That's the worst. Like, I know a couple people that have been to, you know, max security prisons and people that have been in them camps, and they say it's always max security prisons is more dangerous because the criminals, the people there, are more dangerous individuals, but them camps is right there because anything can happen to you at any time, bro. They sent me to one of them joints, boy. Yeah, all right.
You have to grow up fast in a place like that and get your respect. Grimy grew up boxing and fighting though, so he says he didn't have any issues inside. Grimy's been rapping since he was like 7 years old, but back then he was focused on getting his bread up and just surviving another day in STL. After he got out on the first charge, he ended up going back for a year because he caught a gun charge. Going back to prison was rough, but it was nothing compared to what Grimy had to go through next. While he was locked up for the shooting, Grimy's younger brother was killed at just 18 years old. It's not clear how it all went down, but the judge wouldn't even let Grimy go to the funeral because they thought he was too dangerous. Grimy told DJ Vlad that he couldn't even deal with it for a year because he was still locked up. He said crying in jail is like the worst thing you can do because dudes in there will try and test you if they see weakness. So Grimy just had to hold it all in until he was released a year later. Grimy decided to switch up how he moved and started taking rap more seriously. Him and his homie NWMC Murder was on the grind for a couple years before anything popped off. But in 2019, they got a lot of buzz with the track No Cap. Grimy had momentum in the industry. Then he dropped one of the most disrespectful songs in STL with the track Dead Goofies. He took shots at dead ops with bars like, Lil D tried creeping through that crib. They shot his ass through the door. He say he's smoking on my brother. DP roll up that Noah. I got Tiger in my Swisher. This shit fresh out the morgue. He claimed he beef with 30 Deep. Bitch, when the f did y'all score? He referenced Noah again with the line, them telling on each other, tell him free Lil Tyrell. Throw him a homecoming party filled with demons and shells. Lil Tyrell, aka Tyrell Davidson, was booked for killing a dude named Chauncey Brown back in 2013. Two 16-year-olds named Noah Barnes and James Moore were supposed to testify against him in the trial, but a few months after Tyrell was arrested, both of them ended up dead. 4 other dudes in the case ended up having their charges dropped because a detective who was going to testify developed brain cancer and died. Everything about this case was crazy, but then it took another wild turn. Tyrell's mom was accused of being the one who put the hits out on Noah and James. She allegedly had both of them killed to help Tyrell out, and now the whole situation is known as the Murder Mom case. Dead goofies gave Grimy even more shine.
That's
and
crazy.
Not before long.
I ain't gonna lie, bruh. Bruh, something like that go down, bruh, and you know, like, that's the trenches, bruh. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. It ain't no, that's the trenches, bruh. Like, you knee deep in the trenches, bruh. If something like that, something around you happens like that, you in the trenches, bruh. Ain't no, like, that's the trenches, the trench of the trenches. You know, that's they in the depths of the trenches. You know, you got levels of the trenches. You know, you got, you know, like jails. You got level 5, level 4. You know, you got prison. You know, you got the county. This is the trenches. The trenches.
He was linking up with massive artists like King Von and Lil Baby. He was racking up millions of streams, going on tour, and putting STL on his back. His music got him in the spotlight. Then Grimy showed everyone he could take over even more with tracks like Rockstar. A lot of street rappers don't know how to rhyme about anything but drills and dead ops. But Grimy was able to show the pain behind the lifestyle with bars like 30 deep the gang, all my brothers get busy. Remember we was young, we used to play the 360. Remember we was young, we used to fuck around with frisbees. Long live Chubb, this shit feeling like a dream. I remember we was bummy, we was plotting on a scheme. Keon died, Tay-Tay died, he was with me on the scene. Steady popping all these perkies, trying to overdose on lean. But while he was popping off and making it in the industry, Grimy still had major beef going on in St. Louis. It's not clear how it all started, but another STL rapper named KB6 dropped a diss track on Grimy and his crew on 30 Dead Homie.
That joint cool rank, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, I might gotta react to that for y'all, bro. Y'all want me to react to this video right here, bro? Let me know in the comments. No cap. Matter of fact, get this video to 600 likes. I react to this joint, bro. That joint was crazy, bro. And I don't even be into the whole, like, just rapping about dead, this dead, this dead. Nah, but this joint was crazy. He cranked this joint. No
the track was full of savage disses like lurking for Lil Grimy dude, saw a grimy bitch, hit the car from both sides, hoping his mama in the whip.
Like,
then, just a few months after dropping the track, KB was shot and killed in St. Louis. Rumors started flying that Grimy and his 30 Deep crew were behind the murder, but Grimy said that him and KB had already squashed the beef before he died. Some people call cap on Grimy, but in an interview with Views from the Arch, it seemed like KB wasn't too pressed about the situation anyways.
I don't know, motherfuckers be feeling themselves, cause like any motherfucker that diss me, like I real like know him, you know. So it's like a lot of shit that motherfuckers be saying and shit. I don't really be tripping off that shit.
Grimy moved out of STL to focus on his career, but then he made the biggest mistake possible and everything went left. Boosie Badass has always said that street rappers should leave their city as soon as possible to avoid drama, and it seemed like Grimy was making the right moves to stay out of the trenches for good.
For sure.
But then he decided to go back to STL and ended up catching the charge he's locked up for right now. In January 2021, Grimy and his homies were riding around in a Pontiac G8 that had plates on it from a Jeep. Riding around with dirty plates wasn't the best move, and the cops pulled him over and found Grimy's strap when they searched the whip. Grimy tried to get his homie to make a fake receipt for the gun so it would be under another dude's name, but the cops weren't buying it and he ended up getting hit with a felon in possession of a firearm charge. Going back to jail didn't just hurt Grimy's career though, it almost got him killed. In an interview with Say Cheese TV, Grimy said he got jumped as soon as he went back inside.
If he bounced over two he rapping this shit up. Like, you rapping your shit up, I already know what you want. He talking while he rapping his shit up, but he bouncing up on me while he rapping his shit up. The Smooth took off on him. After I took off on him, I swear to God, Smooth took off on him.
Grimy said he was winning easy, but then a bunch of other dudes jumped in and started throwing hands at him. They got him to the ground and started stomping on him, but Grimy got back up and started fighting again. He got stomped out 3 different times before everyone was too tired to fight anymore. But luckily, he made it out of the situation alive. Grimy made bail and pleaded not guilty at first. But last year, he decided to take a deal and went back behind bars. Fans were hoping he'd get an easy bid and be home early. But that's not how it worked out. During the sentencing, the prosecution played his music in the courtroom and used his lyrics against him. They claimed Grimy's a gang leader who raps about the crimes they commit. Grimy tried to tell the judge it was all part of the rap game and that my rap career is an image I have to portray. I feel like I've been targeted just because of my rap name. I'm Arthur Presley. I'm a human being. The prosecution clapped back and said that Grimy deserved 12 years because he is brazen. He's prolific and he has no respect for the law. Grimy's lawyer pushed the idea that 30 Deep was a brand like Yeezy, not a gang. And he also asked why the music was being brought up at all since it had nothing to do with the gun charge. Unfortunately, the judge wasn't hearing it, and after an hour of thinking, he came back and handed down a 92-month sentence because he thought Grimy was leading a street gang. 7.5 years is a long time for a dude who was just getting his career started.
No cap.
Grimy definitely had the skills and momentum to take it far in the game. But unfortunately, he got caught up in another case and is going to be sitting down for a while. If he keeps some momentum up from behind bars and doesn't catch any more charges inside, Grimy could be back in a few years and pick up right where he left off.
Y'all know how I feel about going in and coming back, bro. It ain't, man, like I said, bro. In my last video, I said, name me people that went in and came back better than they was. And y'all kept naming people that, like, people said Finesse 2 times. Nobody knew Finesse 2 times before he got locked up, bro. Maybe in Memphis. When he came home, Finesse 2 times got on because of who? Moneybagg Yo, bro. They was beefing. That's what got Finesse 2 times lit, if y'all ain't know. Like, y'all try to say Gucci is a better rapper than when he was before he went in the first time. The only Gucci that compared to before he went in was Trap House 3, bro. That whole tape was fire. Anything after that or before that on BD, bro, when they go in, bro, when these rappers go in, bro, especially for a bid like 5, 7, 9 years, bro, 3 years for real, bro, it's nothing, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro, it's just nothing, bro. You ain't getting that same love you was getting before you went in. Like, you just not, bro. Unless only person that can do that is the big ones like Drake. If Drake got locked up for 4 or 5 years, he come home and do something. If Uzi got locked up 4 or 5 years, he could come home and do something. Nobody like this that just got lit, man. That's crazy, though, that they try to use his lyrics against him, bro, because it's like, you got a tough decision to make, bro. You either got to alter your lyrics, which might not make you as much money, or you got to go full 2 feet in with it, and you're going to do it. It's going to make you that bread, but a situation like this can happen. With that being said, man, look, it's Ty Fetty with the Fetty. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all stay smart, stay dangerous, and I'm going to catch y'all next time, bro. I'm gone.